Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Welcome to another Desert Island Discs. And this dog is Luna. This is actually the mother of Brody, my puppy, which you will have seen no doubt by now. But as I'm recording this, I am 2 weeks away from getting Brody, and at the minute we are looking after Luna because she's at that point now where she's dried up. She's rejected the puppies in the sense of not wanting to feed them because they're on solids, and to give her a break from them, she's come and stayed with us for a little bit. So yes, she wants to get down. Go on, down and get her. So she's interested in the tortoise. You can hear the tortoise knocking about. Anyway, so Desert Island Discs, another one, and today we're jumping down to a shelf down there. I believe we're going into the S's now. So let me change position and let us get into it. Okay, so here we are. So if you're new to this, the way this works is that basically every 2 weeks I go through one shelf of my films and we take a look at what's on that shelf, and then I choose that which is my favourite film on that shelf, or that one film on that shelf. I shouldn't say favourite really, but the one film on that shelf that I would take over all the others if I was stranded on Desert Island. That's the concept for this video. So it gives me the opportunity to look through the collection, have a little talk about some films, and pick one. And along the way, you take a look at what I've got. You pick one also, what you would choose over all the others, and see if you can guess what film I would take. See if you know me. So yeah, we've got a whole wealth of stuff here, a lot of S's. We've got the whole shelf's worth, and we've got a load of stuff stacked on top as well. So this is going to be quite a meaty one. So let's get into it. Okay, so I don't like sitting on the floor. Reminds me of being at school in primary when you were too small to sit on the big benches at the back. But there we go. Let's begin. So first up, and I haven't watched this film, so obviously it's not a contender. I picked it up for £1, and it stars Dolph Lundgren. It's called Stash House. Is this any good? Have you seen it? Let me know. I quite like Dolph Lundgren. You know, what's not to like with old Dolph? Yeah, but I don't know if this film is any cop or not. So there's that. And then we have Walt Disney Pictures, Jerry Bruckheimer, Nicolas Cage and Jay Baruchel. Baruchel, is that how you pronounce his name? I don't know. But it's The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Now don't knock me for the next two. These were 50p each, and thusly I picked them up. Smurfs 1 and Smurfs 2. Yeah. I mean, I used to enjoy the Smurfs cartoon when I was a kid. What could I say about those? Yeah. Then we have Denzel Washington, Annette Bening and Bruce Willis in The Siege. Decent film. Been some time since I last visited it though. And we have Smokey and the Bandit Rides Again. So I believe this is Smokey and the Bandit 2. I do have Smokey and the Bandit 1. It is around on the 4K section. So as we're doing this, if there's any films that you think, hold on a minute, why haven't you got them and you're under the S's? It's probably because they're in the 4K section or the Steelbook section or something like that. For an example, Superman. I ain't got no Supermans here. They're around the corner in the 4K section. So yeah, so that's Smokey and the Bandit Part 2. Very funny film. Step Brothers. Rental copy. So I picked this up cheap, but it's a funny film. Funny movie. John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell. What's not to like? And here's a film that I really do enjoy. And it is Serendipity with John Cusack and Kate Beckinsale. There's a story behind this film, a story about me going to see it with a woman that I was seeing at the time. Yeah, it brings back a lot of memories. There's a very in-depth story to what went on that night and occurrences that happened, but I'm certainly not going to get into them. But we'd gone to see this up in London, Leicester Square. I know there were cherries. We had cherries during the showing. Yeah, brings back some decent memories of a bygone time. Next up, one of my oldest films in the collection. What is this, 1923 or something like that? And it is Harold Lloyd in Safety Last. Hooray for Harold Lloyd. Harold Lloyd. I remember used to watching Harold Lloyd as a kid. Always enjoyed Harold Lloyd and his antics. Never been a Charlie Chaplin fan or anything like that. Harold Lloyd was the one that done it for me. Denzel Washington and Ryan Reynolds. What could go wrong in the movie Safe House? I honestly don't know because I can't remember it at all. And then we got Bruce Willis in Surrogates. There's this funny era of film, and this is part of it, I think. Films like this, films like Arnold Schwarzenegger's The Sixth Day. I don't know why, but there was this era of sci-fi that I find instantly forgettable, and these films fall into that fray. I don't know how many times I've seen the Arnie film at The Sixth Day. That is the one where he's cloned, isn't it? About cloning. And I just can never remember the film. There's no impact of that film on my mind. Very, very strange. Bill Murray, Scrooged. Although I suppose it could be a reflection of other things going on up here that I can't remember. But no, Bill Murray and Scrooged, a decent Christmas flick. I do enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Then we have Steve Martin in Sergeant Bilko. Now, I do like the Phil Silvers show. I do have the complete Blu-ray box set of the Phil Silvers show, Sergeant Bilko, the TV series. Fantastic show. I remember I grew up on it. My dad would watch it. I would watch it. I found it very funny. I found Phil Silvers very funny. And I picked this up because I wanted to revisit it. I've not seen this film since when it came out. I can't remember it being particularly good, but I wanted to give it a revisit. Thusly, I picked it up. And we have Serenity. This is the sci-fi sequel to the movie Firefly from I'm drawing a blank. Who was it who directed the Avengers and that? And went on to direct Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon. His TV show, short-lived Firefly. They gave it a film to sort of give it a conclusion. Serenity. It was okay. No one went to see it. Then we have Kurt Russell and James Spader in Stargate, the movie. A Roland Emmerich film. Stargate the movie. Yeah, Stargate's a good film. Decent film. I prefer the TV series. I do prefer the TV series, actually. I think it done wonders for opening this world up and making it just give it... It's, what it done just felt natural. It's a continuation of the film, but it just winded this world up. These gates that could go to different places and all this sort of a thing. Very, very good. Which brings me to one of the concluding films of the series, Stargate Continuum. Yeah. Is this the last film with Ben Browder in it? Yeah, this was the last one. Ark of Truth was the one that came before this. This was the last Stargate SGU, our Stargate SG-1 film. Okay, so now that's everything done along the top. Remember, tell me what you wish to pick. I've got a load of DVDs about to go over because of the bloody tortoise. Oh, it's so bloody annoying. Anyway, sorry. I've been interrupted by this little fella here. who's come to wreak havoc. If you're not knocking over Blu-rays, you're knocking over cups of tea. So go back that way. Go back, yeah, that's it. Go off that way, go on. Anyway, so I think I've shown these before, but they've ended up on that shelf. Just a little mouse mat collection. What do you want? He's down here by my feet. Look, he's still there. Hey, look. Go that way. Go that way. So let's have a look what we've got along here. So here we have Arnie, Sam Worthington, Olivia Williams, Josh Holloway, Joe Manganiello, Terrence Howard, and it's the film Sabotage. I think I recall it being okay. That's about all I can recall of it. Here's a film that I love and adore, and this made it into my 30-day film challenge, and it is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. And I love this film. It's a fantastic movie. It's a lot of fun. It's makes me want to visit Iceland. I did have a cruise to Iceland booked, but COVID hit and I never got there. Then I had a cruise to into the Baltic, into the Russian Federation booked, and I lost that because Russia invaded Ukraine. I was really looking forward to visiting Russia and seeing there. So that's 2 cruises, 2 locations that I lost. I will get to Iceland at some point. Then we have Angelina Jolie in the movie Salt. Can you remember this? Was it any good? Music by James Newton Howard. Liev Schreiber is in it. I can't remember it that well, but there we go. San Andreas, do have a 4K of this as well. It was a bit of fun. It's Alessandro Daddario is in it. Yeah, it was. I thought they were doing a sequel to this. I was trying to talk of a sequel. I don't know what happened to that. But yeah, it was all right. It was a lot of fun. Here we have, and I have 4K of this as well, and a steelbook somewhere, so it will come round again. Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, Saving Private Ryan. Tom Hanks. A wonderful, wonderful film. Scorpion King. Do have a 4K steelbook of this as well. This really highlights the amount of doubles, how many times I've like upgraded now. Then we have Steve Carell and Keira Knightley in Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. I remember going to see this at the cinema. I was probably one of the only people. I do like Steve Carell, and something about this film just made me want to go and see it. I wanted to go and watch something that wasn't that was more character driven than action and spectacle. So I landed on that. And then we have another copy of Serenity. I don't know why the Serenities are not together. Sicario. Emily Blunt. Benicio del Toro and Josh Brolin. Yeah, it was alright. And Sicario 2. Soldado. Benicio del Toro and Josh Brolin. Again, a decent film. Now, I do like shark films, so I have The Shallows. I may have this on 4K. I cannot recall. It's very possible I do. Sorry, that's me just moving stuff out of the way for the tortoise to come by. But yeah, The Shallows was a decent shark film. Although the end is so built around certain circumstances occurring. Things have to happen at a perfect timing to get that ending, and it really bugs me. The ending doesn't work timing-wise for me. It's like it just relies on convenience. I'd have to watch the film, the ending, and explain to you what I mean, but it relies on convenience to happen for her to kill the shark. That annoys me. Then we have Shark Night in 3D, another shark film. Oh, there's 3D glasses in there as well. The old style 3D glasses. Then we have Sam Jackson in Shaft. Yes, Shaft. Just trying to do the centre face thing. Other people do it, so why can't I? And then we have the sort of sequel of Shaft that came out, but it was a lot more tongue-in-cheek. I didn't mind it when I watched it. I thought, okay, fair enough. Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, Tanya Roberts. This is a American version, Region 1 or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. They have a TV series as well on DVD. Then we have Sherlock Holmes, but I don't think these were as good as what anyone makes out. And Game of Shadows. Leo in Shutter Island. Yeah, this was pretty good. Wasn't a bad film. Martin Scorsese. I enjoyed it. And I like this one. This one was good. A film that just looked really good, in my opinion. And that is Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. I wouldn't mind that on 4K. Have you seen this? What's your thoughts on it? And we have Skyline. A nice lenticular. Quite a bit of depth on that one. Beyond Skyline, which is the sequel, with old Frank Grillo in it. And then we have the third one, which is Skylines, which plays more like a TV movie, in my opinion. Then we have Chris Evans in Snowpiercer. About a train that just travels around the world, and there's different classes of people on different sections of the train. Poorer people towards the back, richer people towards the front. It's about class society. There was a TV series of it as well. I do have a steelbook for this, and the steelbook did come up, and that is for Kurt Russell in Soldier. Feel lenticular, and that is for Source Code. And then we have Clint Eastwood, Tommy Lee Jones, Donald Sutherland, James Garner, Space Cowboys, the old people who have to go into space. That's a pretty good film. That wasn't bad at all. Directed by Clint Eastwood himself as well. I remember when this came out. Species, very first Species film. I do have a box set containing all 4 of the Species films. Blu-ray, that's up along the top somewhere, so it will come back into the fray again at some juncture. Speed 2, Cruise Control. Now Speed 1 I do have, and it is over in the Steelbook section, 4K. That was one of my episodes of Defending a Dud. Because I can watch it and enjoy it. I can. Then we have Speed Racer. And I picked this up cheap when Woolworths were going under in about 2008, 2009. I remember. Then we have the Starship Troopers trilogy. 1, 2 and 3. First Starship Troopers film is a classic, and that could be your pick. I do have it again on 4K, steelbook over there. Yeah, Starship Troopers, Paul Verhoeven is a fantastic film. And then what do we have here? We have Starship Troopers Invasion and Starship Troopers Traitors of Mars. I feel like I'm missing I know I have a steelbook of one of the movies, Was that another version of Traitors of Mars? I think it was. But I feel like I'm missing a animated film. Or is that just me remembering things wrong? I don't know. Maybe it's somewhere else and I'll come across it. Who knows? Anyway, I have a Steven Seagal box set here. Now, you can't pick this box set. Neither can I. You can only pick one film from it because you can only pick one film in this. They're my rules. But there's the films on it. Under Siege 2, Hard to Kill, Nico, Above the Law, and Executive Decision. I primarily bought this box set for Under Siege 2 because I believe it was the only one I could get Under Siege 2 at the time. And I quite like Under Siege 2, believe it or not. I do. Now, this is a film that is very divisive for me, straight down the middle, much like the poster on the front, because on the one hand, I really like Gillian Anderson, and on the flip side of that, I can't stand Danny Dyer at all. Really, I can't stand Danny Dyer. I think he's a hideous individual, a hideous actor, no talent whatsoever. So that film is solely sold to me on the basis of Gillian Anderson. That is it. Let's jump into a little bit of Bruce Willis, shall we? Bruce Willis and Sarah Jessica Parker in Striking Distance. Yeah, I can't really remember too much about this film, apart from there was a boat, speedboat. Isn't he like a speedboat person, policeman or something? I don't know. There we go. And this is a film that's come up before because I've got the steelbook for it. And it is all style over substance. And it is Sucker Punch. The film looks great. It really does. I can't knock that. It looks fantastic. It's just the story's abysmal. It really is. Truly, truly, truly is. So, interestingly, I say interestingly, it's sudden death. Now, I got to see this maybe 4 months before it came out, because I got tickets to a very, very advanced screening of it here in London's West End. I can't remember how I got the tickets, so I went with a friend at work. It's Jean-Claude Van Damme doing Die Hard in a ice hockey arena. And then you've got that film, I don't know, I can't remember the title of it. You know the wrestler who played Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy, Dave Bautista. He done a film where it's in an English football stadium. And I think Pierce Brosnan is in it, and it's literally a copy of this, and this is a copy of Die Hard. Yeah, I do have that film somewhere, but I can't remember the title. And we have Super 8, and I do have this on a steelbook somewhere as well. 4K steelbook, so if it hasn't done so already, it will come up again. Mila Jovovich and Pierce Brosnan in Survivor. I like Mila Jovovich. I think she's very watchable. I find her to be very watchable. Let's just say that. Picked this one up for £2, and it's from Danny Boyle. And it is Sunshine. You like Sunshine? Yeah. Danny Boyle Sci-Fi. Trying to get the sticker off as we speak. Sticker is coming off. All the tortoises just sort of wandering around me in circles. It keeps like wandering around me. Sunshine. See, look. Oh, he's back again. He's back again. He likes the limelight. See, not only do you get a dog, you get a tortoise as well. Then we have Snatch. Good film. Saving Mr. Banks that I picked up for £1 and I've yet to watch it. Silver Lining Playbooks, and I really enjoyed this when I first watched it, but now I struggle with it. Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper. Robert De Niro's in it as well. What do we have here now? We have See No Evil, Hear No Evil with Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. Funny film. This scene here, edited, zoomed in when you watch it. You don't see what you once used to see. But there we go. Then we have double feature of Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Doo 2 on 2 discs. Good family fun. Shawshank Redemption. This is still sealed, and I've got two other copies of it. I have the Film Vault version, and I have a special edition collector's edition along the top. And the Blu-ray's still sealed. So there we go. But anyway, then we have here Showgirls, directed by Paul Verhoeven. Do you like this or don't you? Are you a fan of this film, or are you not a fan of it? Let me know in the comments down below. Stop that. Then we have here Mads Mikkelsen in Salvation, and I quite enjoyed this film. It was all right, decent enough Western caper. Mads Mikkelsen was very good in it. Yeah, and the last film, last but certainly not least, and this is from James Gunn, and it is Slither with the Slugs, and Nathan Fillion starring in it, who we've already seen pick up in Serenity. Yeah, so there we go. So there are all your choices, all those films there. So is there a film there amongst all those that you could pick up and say, do you know what, I would choose this film over every single other film on that shelf? If there is, let me know in the comments below. And obviously we're going to take a look at my number one pick off of this shelf, and I feel like, honestly, as I'm putting these back and talking to you, I feel like I am torn. I feel like this shelf is a cruel shelf to a degree, and that I am going to struggle. So let's find out why. Okay, so I'm back up, sat up in a chair, up off of the floor. I don't like sitting on the floor, I hate it. So I've picked 4 films here, couple that I would say are very high up on the list, but 2 that certainly don't make the top 1, but they're high up nonetheless, and that is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, that I just adore and love. I think this is a fantastic film. I really do, truly do. And the other one is Serendipity for some very personal reasons, memories. Now I know that Serendipity probably wouldn't be anyone's first pick, but it's because of, it just resonates with me, with my past, and stuff that's still in my mind, you know, from time to time. Good time was had on my seeing that film. Yeah, so I'm drawn to 2 films, and I don't know which way to go. And those 2 films are, you can probably guess, it's a no-brainer really when you see what was on that shelf. Saving Private Ryan or The Shawshank Redemption. These are the 2 films that I am drawn to and have to choose between. I've got to give you one. On the one hand, we've got Frank Darabont's masterpiece, A Shawshank Redemption, and we've got Steven Spielberg's 1998 Tom Hanks starring movie, Saving Private Ryan. it's unfortunate because whichever way I go, I'm really regretting it. That's the dilemma that I have here at this moment in time. I don't know why, because this is just for a bit of fun. There's no, truth to it or anything. I'm not leaving one film behind. But if I were, what would I leave? It's so difficult. So difficult. What one am I going to put down? What one would you take out of these two? If it was you, what would you? They're both classics. I think this one is spoken about a lot more than this one now. And I hear, and you certainly get more releases of this than what you do of this one. But I'm going to have to go with taking with me Saving Private Ryan. I've got to let Shawshank Redemption go. I feel the pain of that decision. Saving Private Ryan. I love the film. I love the era. I've got a liking for World War II and the history and all that sort of thing. I like Tom Hanks. I like Steven Spielberg. He is my favourite director. I remember my cinema trip to see this film. I thought it was fantastic. I loved it. I loved the fact that we got Band of Brothers after it, which certainly wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for this film. Do you know what? I'm going to take this. I'm going to choose this one now, right? Partly because I know that there's two other occasions where this film will come up. Two other shelves later on down the line where Shawshank Redemption will come up as an option. There is also another shelf with Saving Private Ryan on. If I come to that shelf, it's a steelbook, and I come across it, if I haven't done so already, I will eliminate that film from proceedings. I'll take it out and say, I've got Saving Private Ryan, but I chose it before, so I'm going to put that one to the side and put it between others. Otherwise, you know that instantly that's the winner. But yeah, I'm going to go for Saving Private Ryan. So tell me your thoughts on that choice between that and that. What one of them two would you go for? What one of the films on out of them shelves would you go for? And let me know. Let me know your choice, and let me know the reasons for your choice. I do like to hear that. And so in 2 weeks' time, again, I will be back with another Desert Island Discs, same time on a Saturday evening, 5 p.m. Join me then, and let's do it. I'll see you later. Take care all, and goodbye.